we got to do the right thing here. That's number one. And I applaud President Trump for taking his time. He's trying to get the Iranians to surrender without U.S. military power. That is a good thing. That is the right thing to do. And that's the key. Always do the right thing. That's not that easy. The right thing was removing Saddam Hussein, and we did that. But it led to horror because our follow-up was to occupy Iraq, try to make it to a democracy, and it just didn't work. So you can do the right thing and still screw it up. Here, to his credit, again, President Trump's taking his time trying to get these nukes out of there without blowing up the world, figuratively, okay? I mean, literally, we're going to blow up a mountain if we decide to use air power and destroy their nuclear facility. But you know that after that happens, there's going to be stuff that's not good. So the president would rather have the mullahs surrender, and he still believes a chance for that. Most people don't. The odds are that they won't surrender. Saddam Hussein didn't do it. He didn't even have weapons of mass destruction. He was such a loon. Okay, so what about the American people? Well, they are supporting the president in the Iran campaign. Roll tape.
And overall, I feel like there's more support for Donald Trump's positions than is comically acknowledged. Oppose Iran getting a nuclear weapon. I mean, look at this. 79% of adults agree on that. They agree with Donald Trump. Iran cannot get a nuclear weapon. 83% of Republicans, 79% of independents, 79% of Democrats. When you get 79% of Democrats and 83% of Republicans agreeing on anything, you know that that position is the very clear majority in this country. And so the American public is with Donald Trump. They definitely oppose Iran getting nuclear weapons.
Okay, but then the question becomes, how do you stop it? So the Washington Post, which is solely in business to advance progressive causes, it's not a newspaper, it's a journal. It's a progressive left journal. So they do this very strange poll. Listen to this closely. So the Washington Post says, their headline is 45% of Americans are against potential U.S. strikes in Iran. Okay? 45% against military action, according to the Washington Post. Well, how did they get that number? So they took a text message poll, not a scientific poll. They texted people, and they got the data from an operation called SSRS Opinion. I don't know what that is. But if you got a text from the Washington Post and you're a conservative or even a moderate, chances are you're not going to answer it because you don't like them, right? So they're texting people, hoping people will reply, and some people did, but my hypothesis is 90% of them were left, and they don't want military action. Okay, so we look at that poll, we look at the headline, and the press grabs it. Oh, 45% don't want military action. What about a scientific poll? I have one. This comes out of Rasmussen, okay? And here's question number one. Would you support or oppose military action by the United States to destroy Iran's nuclear weapons program? Support 57, oppose 30%. So there's a 15-point gap for the Washington Post push poll and the Rasmussen poll. And this is what I mean by propaganda. So the Washington Post puts this out, and then the left-wing media pushes this. Rasmussen puts out very, very little reportage. So you at home think, well, most people don't, oppose. They don't. They don't. Let's face it, the U.S. economy is under stress. National debt rising, trade war shaking the markets. And meanwhile, China is dumping the dollar and stockpiling gold. That's why I protected my savings with physical gold and silver through the only dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. And you can do this. Get precious metals delivered to your door or place in a tax-advantaged gold IRA. They'll even help you roll over your existing IRA or 401k, tax and penalty free. With billions in precious metals delivered, thousands of five-star reviews, and an A+ from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust American Hartford Gold as I do. Please call 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.